हेलो स्टूडेंट, वेलकम टू फिजिक्स क्लासेस बाय मनोज श्रीवास्तव। आज हम चैप्टर 3 करंट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का लेक्चर नंबर 2 डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं, जिसमें मेन टॉपिक्स और कंटेंट हैं इलेक्ट्रिक करंट, इट इज डिनोटेड बाय आई, करंट डेंसिटी इट इज डिनोटेड बाय जे, एंड रिलेशन बिटवीन करंट एंड ड्रिफ्ट वेलोसिटी एंड करंट डेंसिटी एंड ड्रिफ्ट वेलोसिटी. But before going to these terms, here I discuss terms related to previous lecture, in which first it is thermal velocity. Thermal velocity is the velocity acquired by free electrons due to the temperature. Clear? And drift velocity basically it is the velocity obtained by free electrons due to combined effect of electric field and collision of these electrons with the positive ions. So drift velocity it is denoted by Vd. क्लियर है? और इसके साथ हमने ये रिलेशन डिस्कस किया था, ड्रिफ्ट वेलोसिटी Vd इक्वल टू ई टाउ अपॉन m इंटू इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंटेंसिटी एंड मोबिलिटी ऑफ फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, एंड मोबिलिटी म्यू इज इक्वल टू Vd अपॉन ई. अगर इन कंटेंट्स को आप डिटेल में देखना चाहते हैं तो आप आई बटन का यूज़ कर सकते हैं, और ये पूरा लेक्चर आप उसमें डिटेल में आप देख सकते हैं, या फिर डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में जाकर के आप इसको देख सकते हैं. सो टुडेज फर्स्ट टॉपिक इज इलेक्ट्रिक करंट. क्लियर? व्हेन पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस V is applied across the end of conductor, then charge start moving. Clear? So electric current here defined the rate of flow of electric charge. The rate of flow of electric charge through a cross section of conductor is called electric current, and it is denoted by I. Clear? Again you listen, the rate of flow of electric charge through a cross section of conductor is called electric current, and it is denoted by I. So formula of electric current, I is equal to charge upon time taken. Suppose when potential difference V is applied across this conductor AB, then let Q charge cross through this cross section in time t. Then formula of current is I is equal to Q upon T. Clear? And as we know that from the quantization of electric charge, Q is equal to NE. So in place of Q you can put here NEYT. So this is formula for electric current, where you know N is the number of electrons and E is the charge on electron, and this is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulomb. Clear? But charge here not remains steady, or current through a conductor not remains steady. So electric current also defined here as average current and instantaneous current. Clear? Average current, suppose through given cross section of in case of unsteady current. Suppose through this cross section del Q charge flows in del T second, then average current defined as I average equal to del Q upon del T. I average equal to del Q upon del T. Clear? And second, if second one here, type instantaneous. Instantaneous current. If del T tends to 0, clear, then limit del T tends to 0 del Q by del T. It is written as dQ by dt, and this current is called instantaneous current. Understand? Means current passes through given cross section at particular instant. So electric current, you understand, electric current basically rate of flow of electric charge through a cross section of conductor. This is for steady current, and these two formulas for unsteady currents when current is non-uniform. Clear? Now I am going to discuss here unit of current. So first here SI unit. SI unit, as we know that I is equal to Q upon T. Then you know charge measure in coulomb and time measure in second. So coulomb per second, and this is known as ampere, and it is denoted by capital A or abbreviated by capital A. It is the SI unit of electric current. Some smaller units also used for measurement of electric current, such as first milliampere, and it is represented by MA, and 1 milliampere is equal to 10 raised to the power minus 3 ampere. Clear? Same way, another smaller unit is micro ampere, and it is expressed by mu A, and 1 microampere is equal to 10 raised to the power minus 6 ampere. Clear? So these are the units of electric current. Now you know current is scalar or vector. Yes. Okay. Current is a scalar quantity. So you can note down it is scalar quantity. You know why? Because current does not follows vector law. Because current does not follow vector law. Vector law of addition. Clear? It add up current add up like scalar quantity. That's why it is scalar. Clear? How? You can see here from one example. Suppose two conductors are as shown in figure, in which 2 ampere and 3 ampere current flows as shown in figure. Clear? And let the angle between them is 60 degree. Clear? Then what is the amount of current here in this conductor? Is depend on angle? No. That's why here I tell you na, it add up like scalar quantity. That means here the result of this current is 2 plus 3, it is 5 ampere. Same way, suppose another example you can see, if the angle between them is changed, let it is suppose 90 degree. So here it is 2 ampere and again it is 3 ampere. But current in third conductor again will be 5 ampere. Understand? That's why here current is considered as scalar. Even current having both magnitude like 3 ampere and unit magnitude 3 and unit 3 ampere and direction, but it is scalar because due to the operation of simple algebraic rule. Understand? So you note one question. Now I am going to discuss question based on instantaneous current and average current. Clear? Here question is given, charge q is equal to t square plus 2t plus 3. We have to find instantaneous current at t equal to 2 seconds and average current between t equal to 0 to t equal to 2 seconds. So first we have calculate instantaneous current. For this, note charge q is equal to t square plus 2t plus 3. As we know that instantaneous current, I instantaneous is equal to dq upon dt. Clear? So put the value of q, d upon dt, t square plus 2t plus 3. So here differentiate this term. As we know that the differentiation of t square is 2t plus differentiation of 2t, 2 common, differentiation of t with respect to t is 1, so 2 only, and differentiation of 3, it is equal to 0. You know, here these two formulas use d upon dx x raised to the power n equal to nx n minus 1 in first two terms, and second d upon dx of any constant c is 0. These two formulae here apply. Clear? So I instantaneous equal to 2t plus 2. But according to question, time is given 2 seconds. So put here 2 into 2 plus 2, that is 6 ampere. The instantaneous current in this case, it is equal to 6 ampere. Now second, we have to find average current, I average. So again you note, charge q is equal to t square plus 2t plus 3. Understand? Here we know that I average equal to del q upon del t, that is del q means q2 minus q1 upon t2 minus t1. Del q means change in the value of charge and time interval. So here you can take q2 put t equal to 2 in this equation, then we have q2 is equal to 2 into 2 square plus 2 into 2 plus 3. Now q2 is equal to 2 to the 4 plus 4 plus 3, that is 11 ampere. Understand how it is obtained? Only simplify. First you put the t equal to 2 and simplify it. So we have here 11 ampere. Now same way you can estimate q1, but when you estimate q1, then put t equal to 0, because interval t1 equal to 0 and t2 equal to 2 seconds. So put here in the same equation t equal to 0. So t square means 0, phase 0, then 3, that is equal to 3, sorry, it is measure in coulomb, 11 coulomb and 3 coulomb. Now I average equal to, according to definition, q2 minus q1 upon t2 minus t1. Put value of q2, it is 11 coulomb, minus q2 is equal, q1 is equal to 3. Again time t2 is 2 seconds and t1 is 0. Simplify here, 11 minus 3, 8 divided by 2. This is equal to 4 ampere. So I hope all of you understand how to calculate instantaneous current and average current. Clear? Now next topic is current density. Clear? You can see here, this is a conductor and this is a cross section of conductor. Suppose I current is passed through this cross section. When potential difference V is applied between the ends of conductor, and area of cross section of conductor is A. Clear? So current density here defined as the amount of current flowing per unit area through a cross section of conductor is called current density. Understand? One more time, again you repeat, the amount of current flowing per unit area through a cross section of conductor is called current density. Understand? And it is a vector quantity. You can See here, it is a vector quantity and it is denoted by vector z, and the direction of current density is along the direction of current or direction of positive charge. Clear? So you can see the formula: current density J equal to current flows through the cross section of conductor upon area of cross section. Now if I current pass through cross section area A, then formula J is equal to I upon A. I is current and A is the area of cross section of this conductor. I also know that here we know that I is equal to charge upon time. So another formula of current density is I is equal to Q by T, so Q upon AT. So this is formula for current density. I hope you understand now. Again you can write, listen here, J is equal to I upon A equal to Q upon A into T, and in vector form can write vector J is equal to I upon vector A. Clear? Here it is vector form. From this you can obtain current I is equal to vector A dot vector G. From this expression again it explains that the current is scalar quantity. Clear? Now for a smaller section or a small section, current density or current here given as di is equal to J vector dot dA vector. Clear? And by taking integration I is equal to integration of di, so this is vector J dot dA. This is known as flux of current density. This is known as flux of current density. Understand? Now you can see unit of current density. So from this formula first I discuss here SI unit. As we know that J equal to I upon A. I current measure in ampere and area measure in meter square. So the unit is area per meter square, and dimensional formula also you can write J equal to m naught L raised to the power minus 2 T naught A1. This is current density. So note down please. Clear? It is clear from this expression that current density J is inversely proportional to area of cross section when constant current is passed through it. Okay? Now I am going to discuss here a relation between drift velocity and current, and drift velocity and current density. So to obtain these relation, first consider here conductor AB of length L and area of cross section capital A. Suppose N is the number of electrons on per unit volume, or this is electron density. When potential difference V is applied across this end of this conductor, then electron move or drift with drift velocity Vd from lower potential end towards higher potential end. Clear? So first you can find volume of the given conductor. Volume of conductor is area of cross section of conductor into length. Clear? Since N is the number of electrons in per unit volume, so therefore N here number of electrons on per unit volume. Therefore number of electrons in the conductor and this is equal to N into volume of conductor, NaL. This is number of electrons in a conductor. If charge on electron is small e, so therefore total charge in a conductor is Q is equal to number of electron NaL into charge on one electron. So this is total charge inside the conductor. Clear? As I discussed, when potential difference V is applied across the end of conductor, then electron move with drift velocity Vd. So therefore time taken by electron to move from B to A means length of conductor. Time is equal to time equal to speed, time is equal to distance upon speed. The distance is time is equal to distance upon speed, and distance is L and speed of electron is Vd. So here T is equal to L upon Vd. This is second equation. Understand? Therefore current in this conductor, as I discussed, current I is equal to charge upon time. So you put the value of charge and time. So we have charge equal to NeAL and time is equal to L upon Vd. L cancelled out here. Therefore current I is equal to NeA Vd. This is an important relation between current and drift velocity. Clear? Also drift velocity Vd can be obtained I upon NeA. So drift velocity Vd equal to I upon NEA. I hope you all understand. From this relation it is clear that if constant current is passed through the given cross section of conductor, then drift velocity of free electrons is inversely proportional to n and inversely proportional to area of cross section of conductor. Clear? Now, next relation also can be obtained by using the definition of current density only. So, up to here you note, and second relation we can estimate by using the definition of current density. Since current density J equal to I upon A, so here you can put the value of I. J equal to I is equal to NEA Vd upon A. A cancelled out, so J is equal to NEVD. This is another important relation between current density and drift velocity. So you note down, and also drift velocity Vd is equal to J upon Ne. From this relation it is clear that drift velocity is directly proportional to current density and drift velocity is inversely proportional to electron density. So I hope you all understand these two relation, important relation. So please note down. Thanks for watching it. Thank you.